Hi everybody, and welcome back to yet another video where I dissect plot holes from He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. Let's get on with it. Number 1, it's never just a myth. Let's start off with a very small thing, but it does crop up here and there, especially during earlier episodes of the show. In The Curse of the Spellstone, Duncan comments on the sudden change of weather as having been caused by the Spellstone, which Adam very quickly comments on being just a legend.
The Spellstone? I thought it was only a legend.
Just a legend. Dude, you're a frickin' prince of a kingdom who uses a magical sword to transform into a nigh-indestructible muscle man. Even earlier on in the episode, The Shaping Staff, Randor quips how the Shaping Staff is just a legend.
But the Shaping Staff is just a myth, a fairy tale.
Even though it's like right there, in front of him. Why does Evelyn need the staff to transform anyway? Can't you do that normally? Oh, sorry, might need that for a future episode. I just love episodes of He-Man where the characters who live in a frickin' magical kingdom just openly dismiss and question the existence of things just because they're myths or legends. Now, this kind of stuff would make sense for a series set in the real world where unbelievable bullshit would just start happening randomly, but this is fucking He-Man and the Masters of the fucking Universe. Doing unbelievable things is just kinda these guys' thing. Number 2, how does Stratos fly? Now, we technically have an in-lore explanation for this, but let's talk a minute about the bird people, aka Avionians. Apart from being seriously disloyal to their king, all of them wear these helmets with eye protection and feathered armbands. Now, in the 2002 series, it's explicitly shown that the backpack and wings which Stratos uses function a little bit like a cross between a jetpack and a jet engine. So the Avionians aren't really quote-unquote bird people in the same literal sense as Buzzoff's bee people are really part bee and utterly annoying. But the Season 2 episode, Betrayal of Stratos, actually explains very explicitly that in the Filmation series, the Birdmen get their power of flight from the egg of Avion. And in the episode, Stratos, during his exile, begins to lose his flight powers and ends up in trouble. Now that's fine and dandy, but how does he maintain his flight powers in other episodes? The Betrayal of Stratos never actually sets in hardline rules about how the egg even gives the Avionians their power of flight, but also not really how they lose it. Now, Stratos spends entire episodes away from Avion and can still fly with no problems. In Betrayal of Stratos, he's away from Avion for like an hour, tops. And if the egg is the reason he's able to fly, what the hell are his feathered armbands and backpack for? Okay, the armbands, probably for decoration. But seriously, why the backpack? Number 3, where are the Royal Guards? Okay, seriously, this has got to be one of the funniest things about He-Man, and also the aspect that makes probably the least amount of sense in the show. What exactly do the Royal Guards do on the show? No, I'm serious. Even though The Rainbow Warrior is one of my all-time favorite episodes and actually shows the Royal Guards doing actual combat with Skeletor's robots, most of the time it seems like there's no sign of the guards at Palace Eternos. Like, at all. Like, they didn't even bother showing up to work that morning. And to be fair, in most episodes where the Royal Guards do show up, they get defeated by the villains very easily. I mean, do I have to remind everybody that Skeletor once conquered the entire palace with just a single Trachodon? Randor didn't even bother calling for the guards that time. He was all like, ah, hell no, that's a fucking Dynamasaur. I ain't doing nothing about that shit. Then again, we've shown that just because you're royalty, that pretty much means diddly dick on Eternia, as Evil Lyn turns the citizens against the royal family very quickly in The Curse of the Spellstone. Hell, Stratos got dethroned from Avion without really any good reason. Now, is the fact that we barely ever see the guards just an attempt to save on animation cost?
I can't move.
Or are we to assume that the job of the Royal Guards is just so shitty and underpaid that there are barely more than 3 around whenever we do see them? Are Eternia labor laws just so goddamn screwed that guards are just on strike in most episodes? Again, how does Randor get to be king? I'm surprised Eternia isn't just in abject anarchy constantly because of this. Hey, I think I figured out why they need He-Man to fix everything. Plot hole firmly plugged. And that's all from me for now. Now, if you want to leave more plot holes you wish me to inspect for future videos, leave them in the comments. But believe me, there's still plenty of stuff to cover on this show. Until next time, I have the power, so can you.